gosh. So I get this comment and I'm like, oh, we need to talk about my labeling system. Because I'm really OCD and everything has to be labeled, why not the mason jars too? You know, there's always that one family member that does not want to play well with all the other children, or it has to be specially treated. It happens in canning jars also. I literally just ran all across my house trying to look for one of the jars that has a special label on it, and for the life of me, I can't find it. So we're going to make do. We're going to do the next best thing. We're going to write it on a Post-it note right here. Follow me. So I do a lot of canning, and I have a lot of different jars, and they've come from a lot of different places. And every time I bring a jar home into the house, I do an inspection. I'll do another video on that later. I inspect it, I wash it, I figure out what it is, what it likes to be. And as I'm using them, some of them tell me they don't want to do certain things, and some of them refuse to be like vacuum sealed. Some of them are too old where they don't actually vacuum seal appropriately. Some of them have little fissures or cracks on them, and they shouldn't be pressure canned or canned. And some of them don't have labels on them, and I don't pressure can them unless I put a label on the bottom. And here's what I use. It's a normal Sharpie. It literally will write on the bottom of the glass, and it will stay through the canning process, and it will also stay through a dishwasher cycle. So this is how I do it. If I have a jar that does not want to be vacuum sealed, I put a V with a circle and a line across it, so I know not to vacuum. If I can't pressure can it, if it's like a jar that doesn't have a label on it and it doesn't need to be pressure canned, or for some reason it doesn't look like it would withstand pressure canning, I put a PC and a 0 and a line through it. And if it's like a crafting jar or I shouldn't can in it, it's a C with a line across it. I just write that with my Sharpie on the bottom of every jar that I have an issue with. If it doesn't have anything on it, then it's not an issue, and I go ahead and use it as normal. But if I look, because you know, you're washing your jars before you use them, and if I look and I'm like, oh, then I know that one gets special treatment. Now, a lot of my canning jars, as soon as they have a crack or a fissure or something like that, I don't throw them away. I take them down to the craft room in the studio and I reuse them for storage and organizational things like that. So nothing ever goes to waste, and that's a perfect labeling system, especially if you bought jars that have no labels on them, no way of identifying. Put a label on it. Or at least that's what I would do.